Howdy everyone, Poacher here with an Age of Magic video, and in today's video we are doing the hero spotlight for one of the most anticipated heroes coming to the game. He's been in the game since the beginning but uncollectible until now. Next season's Magic Pass will feature him. It is none other than Knife Boy from the Barbarians. So we'll go over his stats, his abilities, and we'll show you him in the arena. And to be honest, I think everyone is very excited for this hero. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with 6 spoons, the Barbarian range damager. We'll go over the stats. Hit points comes in at 1.7 million, speed 234, not horrible. Armor is 13k, magic damage resistance 17k, basic damage 207k, critical hit chance 25 on the low side. I think specifically for this character, it's on the low side. Critical damage 329k. Go over the stats specifically, or you can pause this wherever you want if you want to have a look at anything. Completely up to you. So the only thing that I can really say about this so far is I really did wish his crit hit chance was a bit higher, just because of the character he is, and it would have been nice to see him on the Mercenaries Brotherhood. I can see why they didn't put him on the Mercenaries Brotherhood though. He could potentially be a very powerful character. I think having him on that faction would have been very, very dangerous. But better to not add him and then be able to add him later on instead of adding him and having him destroy everything, because we know we don't like to add characters that destroy everything and remove him later on. So I think this is the right step, because I don't think it would be that hard to add him. Okay, so let's jump into the arena, look at his abilities, what he can do, and yeah, that's it. So starting off with Spork's basic attack, Knife Throw. Deals damage to one target. There is a 40% chance for another random ally to get 25% initiative bonus. There is a 35% chance for another random ally to perform a support attack on the same available target. So what I already like about this ability is it's not Barbarian specific. It assists everyone on the team, so you can mix and match him. It's just his basic attack so far. Who knows how it's going to go later on. But let's go ahead and attack Danae. We're going to use our basic attack. And there we go. That's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage from a basic attack. There was a crit in there as well. I didn't notice if anyone got the initiative bonus, but if they did, it's essentially a special ability. The only reason you wouldn't class it as a special ability is because the chances of it proccing are pretty low, and it triggers the range damager class mark as well. Other than that, a pretty solid basic attack can do a lot of damage and assist your team as well. Moving on to Four Forks' first special ability, Grand 7, triggers the range damager class mark, deals 7 consecutive strikes to one target, has a 25% chance per strike to stop the target getting bonus initiative for 2 turns, has a 30% chance per strike to increase damage of his next strike by 40% for 2 turns, has a 20% chance per strike to stop the target using their special abilities for 2 turns. So the very, very high chance you're going to land every part of this special ability. I'm going to touch on his passive as well. We'll go over it in detail later, but he is incapable of missing. So you're going to land all 7 strikes. We're going to go ahead and use it on Sacrif because we know when we crit Sacrif, she can dodge. So we'll have a look if all 7 strikes hit and what the ability looks like. So there was a dodge in there. Okay, so she still can dodge. That is unfortunate. But he cannot miss. And he got the initiative reduction on her. He buffed himself for the damage. He was unable to get the lockdown on his ability. So, pretty powerful ability. It can do a lot. And with striking 7 times, unless they're Archons who can dodge, you're just hoping you don't get a lot of crits in there, you're most likely going to land every part of this. Unfortunately, we missed the lockdown. That's the most important part, personally, I think. If you can land that lockdown, and I'm unsure if the lockdown stacks. It says using a special chance, 20% chance per strike to stop the target using their special ability for 2 turns. I'm not sure if you can trigger that 2 or 3 times in that one ability, get it locked down for 6 turns or whatnot. I did try to find out. Unfortunately, you can't see how long the enemy's cooldowns are locked where I am at the moment. I think it's different in the live game. So that will be interesting. If that can increase for more than 2 turns per using this ability, this is a very powerful ability, and it's only on a 4-turn cooldown as well. So fairly strong, especially, again, if you can lock down for more than 2 turns, you'll come around again, and if it's a major character you want to keep locked down, you can most likely keep them locked down for a long time. So yeah, really like this ability. Moving on to Chopstick's second special ability, Knife of Mercy, triggers the range damage at class mark, deals damage to one target and removes all buffs from the target, so already pretty solid ability. Recovers 100% HP from the damage he deals. Pretty solid again, especially if you have your damage buff from the last ability. If you're running with Danae, you have the stat buff as well. You're going to be healing a lot from this ability. And the most fun part of the ability, kills the target if they have less than 30% HP. So straight out execution ability. I think this is weaker than what it was in his original form, but with his kit, if it was the same, I think it was 50% with his original kit. That's ridiculous. A 50% execute, that's crazy. I don't think any character should ever have something that powerful. But if we go ahead, we've got Sacrif here with her invulnerability on her, so she will come back to life, but judging by this ability, how it should work is she should straight up die. She should not come back to life with X amount of HP. So we'll go ahead and use it. He summons a Beyblade and he straight up kills her. Beautiful. I love it. She is out of the picture as an ability cooldown of 5. I have no suggestions on how you could make this ability better. In his original form as well, killing someone with this ability took it off cooldown. It'd be, I think that would be too powerful, but I think if he was able to kill someone with it, it should at least lower the cooldown of the ability. That would be nice to see. Other than that, very powerful ability. Straight up execute. Would be interesting to see how it works when the character has barrier. If it negates barrier and just... No, because the damage comes from barrier first. That would actually be very interesting to see, because they still technically have less than 30% HP. So I don't... If they do, of course. So that would be interesting. I don't know how I would be able to test that. That would be a very niche situation to find out if that can happen. So yeah, I like this ability. I like all his abilities. We'll move on to his passive. So moving on to Butterknife's passive, Unbridled Blade. Has a 60% chance to completely ignore damage and effects caused by an enemy's massive ability. Or enemies' massive abilities. That's weird wording. I've never heard the term massive ability before. I'm assuming that means special abilities. But who knows? Performs a support attack on a random available target when another ally uses a special ability that causes no damage. 7 Knives cannot miss. So again, I love this passive because it's not faction specific. You can pretty much run 7 Knives on any team you want. There is nothing holding him back. He's not Barbarian specific. He's not Mercenary specific. Forest Shaman specific. You can chuck him on any team you want and let him do his thing. So as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of heroes I've used specifically that have abilities that don't do any damage. So we're going to use Aratar's buff and heal ability. And then he casts a 570k critical strike passive ability damage. That's insane. We're going to go ahead and unlock the enemy Sacrif. There we go, 230k. We're just going to put our invulnerability on with Silvermoon. He'll chuck out some more damage. Beautiful. It's his turn. What do we want to do? Let's go ahead and just rip through Sacrif because we just hate the Archons. Got the ability lockdown. The reduction on initiative or initiative prevention. And he didn't increase his own damage. That's unfortunate. That's okay. We're going to put up... What do we want to put up? Let's put up the counter attack because it does no damage. He's going to cast some more damage. He's nearly killed one character before they've even cast their first ability. Obviously, this is a mock team. You're going to verse other teams that have far better speed. You're not going to be able to do this, but it's just fun to see. Let's go ahead and just attack the Sacrif. Why not? 700. They get the counter attack out. Abaddon does his big ability. That's fine. We get some counter damage out. A lot of counter damage out. the buff up, and then Balara's turn again. I don't know. Let's lock down who? Let's lock down Shorin. Why not? I don't think we can. No, he blocks because of his thing. But there we go. She dodge. He does a lot of damage with just his passive. That's insane. Thinking right off the top of my head, he might be good on a Wild Elf team, maybe? Because they have a lot of support attacks as well when they're hiding. And they have a lot of abilities like Maeglin, for example. Colonel. What's her name? Gloriana. They all have abilities that don't cause any damage. So he could be potentially good on the Wild Elves team. He could also be good on the Archons team. It pains me to say. Other than that, he is. I think he's an awesome character. I think he's really cool, and I can't wait to start using him in teams. I can't wait to see what people come up with. I think he's a fun champion. I think going over his abilities, I think everyone can understand why he might be a bit too powerful if he was chucked on the Mercenaries team. His damage would be insane, especially with his Royal 7, whatever it's called. Other than that, I like him. I can't wait. I think he's going to be a great addition to the game. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll answer to the best of my ability. And wherever you are in the world, until next time, please take care of yourself.